Hello, I'm the Resolute Cartographer, and this is the 131st video in my Fallout 76 Surveyal series, and here we are at Hopewell Cave. It's a big skull cave behind me there. Let's take a look at the map. And again, it's the skull cave here on the map. We're in the northern section of the Savage Divide, right alongside the main highway here. So, we're going to take a look at the traffic jam out here, then we're going to take a look in the cave, and after that we're going to take a look at the cemetery on the hill overlooking this. So the enemies you're going to find here: wolves, radroaches, bloat flies, ants, blood bugs. I even found a molerat here, and a deathclaw. There's typically a deathclaw in the cave. Not every time, but most of the time. Let's take a look at the wreck out here. In terms of the plants, you're going to find firecracker berries, brain fungus, mutated ferns, wild mutfruit. There is also wood that you can collect from woodpiles and logs. I opened up this trailer here. It was locked. It's got a strange little, I don't know if it's a bug or something weird's going on right now. When I first walked up to the door and I clicked it to open it, it had a level 1 lock on it. As soon as I clicked it, it turned into a level 3 lock, and I don't know exactly why. I've got enough perks to open either one, but anyway. Coming up here, we got a couple of toolboxes full of junk. If we come back out here, you can see that there was a traffic jam here on the day of the bombs. This truck ended up going off the road here. We got a couple of these weird, I really don't know what these things are. They're these trees that have these antennae sticking out of them, these little dishes, I mean. There's another one right over there. I don't know what these are really for, but they're kind of... You can find them in a few places in Fallout 76, but anyway. So yeah, if we take a look inside this bus here, you can see that there were people that were kind of living in here for a little while, it looks like. We got a couple sleeping bags, a lunch pail, and a first aid kit there, and then right back here they had a grill and a couple of places to sit. If we come around here, you can see more of the traffic jam, and we can actually head inside this other bus over here. And you can see that there's the bus driver up here who got launched through the front window. But then there's a couple of these sleeping rolls back here. So I don't know if there was maybe like a little tiny camp that was kind of here for a while, or if maybe people just stopped off here while they were going up and down the highway. What we got up there right now? It looks like, okay, Raiders of the Crater. Alright. You can see that when this all happened, this giant pipe rolled off the side of this truck. Probably knocked this car off the road here. Anyway, though, let's take a look at the actual cave itself. So we got a plaque here. Hopewell Cave. Discovered in May of 1816, this cave appeared to be of some significance to the Native American Adena culture, which existed from 1000 to 200 BC. Anthropologists investigated it at some length and found small bits of pottery and a few animal bones. Now, this is a little bit strange because the Adena culture, right here that it's talking about, they didn't bury their dead in caves, they buried their dead in mounds. And basically they'd, put down bodies, cremains, cover them in layers of earth, and then more bodies, more cremains, more layers of earth. So you'd get these taller and taller hills, basically, that were their burials. So it wouldn't have made sense for them to actually inter them here in a cave, but there's also a holotape in here that we'll get to in just a minute that actually talks about that. The Hopewell culture, it's basically, it's a material culture discovered by an archaeologist, and the Hopewell name itself actually comes from the name of the family who owned the piece of land where the first mounds were excavated. Let's head up in here, though. Like I said, firecracker berries, there's a lot of them here in this cave. There's some of that brain fungus. Got a dead raider up here, and a bunch of bodies in here. I don't think that these are related to the burial, because this one still has flesh on it, and we're talking about bodies that have been here for, in the Fallout universe timeline, like 2,300 years. If we come up over here, though, there's typically a holotape right here. I accidentally picked it up last time I was here. I'll play it for you real quick. Here we go, Anthropologist holotape.
As my study of Hopewell Cave continues, I'm struck by the atypical nature of this Adena-based burial complex. The Adena culture generally buried their dead in large mounds and similar hill-shaped earthworks. Due to the primitive nature of the tools from 1000 to 200 BC, stone carving was not yet a part of their society. However, archaeologists who investigated this skull cave site removed remains and artifacts belonging to the Adena culture. I wonder if it's possible that the remains of the Adena people were moved to this location well after their society ceased to exist. For one culture to treat another's with such reverence it's unusual, at best. I will continue my research to discover more.
Alright, now, I've looked online. I haven't been able to find anything saying that this is an actual site. So it's just a bit of Fallout lore here, so I'm not really sure what this is supposed to connect to. I've seen theories that have postulated that the landfill down here in the southwest of Charleston is the location of the original mound, and that they then reburied the bodies up here. But that doesn't make any sense because the plaque at the entrance of the cave says that it was discovered in 1816. That landfill there would not have been dug until far later, and it said that the archaeologists who discovered the cave found the bodies there. So, again, that theory doesn't really make any sense. Anyway, though, why don't we take a look at this and we'll move on. Got the dead Deathclaw here. He kind of hangs out up there and will drop down whenever you enter the cave. Got a tipped over lawn chair there, some of the mutated ferns I was talking about. I got a sleeping roll there, campfire with some wood piles next to it. Skeletons in here, likely the victims of this Deathclaw. Along with that, there are 2 army skeletons. And I think that they were probably in here on the day of the bombs, or shortly thereafter, using this place as a place to keep themselves safe from the what was going on outside. But that wouldn't really work all that well with that opening in the top. But anyway, along with that, we got a whale skeleton here, which is always interesting. And then we got a duffel bag full of ammunition. Okay, I think that's most of what you can find here in the actual cave itself. So, other than the Deathclaw nest right here, and the cracked eggs that are lying around on the ground outside. Okay, so let's go to the cemetery on the hill above. I will bring you back when we get there. Alright, so here's the cemetery, and if we look down there, you can see the traffic jam on the road down there, and that is the opening of the top of the cave. So, this time there are actually mutant hounds up here. I've never actually seen mutant hounds up here before, so I'll have to add that to the list of enemies that you can find here. And I've never found mutant hounds alone either, which is strange that they are here. But anyway, I love this little cemetery. It's one of the places I found during the beta, and I'll show you why specifically I loved it here in just a minute. It's kind of a strange little site too, because we've got these skulls sitting out here in some sort of ritualistic fashion. If we come around here, you can see my favorite grave at this site. This one right here, where the arms and legs are sticking up out of the ground. You can even see just a little bit of the base of the skull there sticking out as well. If we come over here, this grave has been clearly emptied, and it almost looks like they're like claw marks on the ground or something like that, or it's painted. I'm not sure exactly what that's supposed to be. Coming around over here, there's a couple of little tombs here with a ruptured hallucinogen gas container. I can't imagine what that'd be for. Canary cage as well there. Like, this is the sort of thing that I feel like you typically see around mines for the whole, like, canary in the coal mine thing, where there's canary dies from the gas before you, so you see that there's gas and you get out. Another grave here that was like halfway through being robbed, and then that one was not, but the top of the tombstone's broken off. And then if we come over here, there's these 2 tombs right here. Along with that, this strange statue of a hand sticking out of the ground. I have no idea what that's all about. But then along with that, we got the Union hat here, and then the Asylum worker hat Forrest. It's always these 2 exact hats. I don't know why. It's an interesting little spot, and because it's so close to the Hopewell Cave, and because the Hopewell Cave is itself also a burial site, I figured it makes sense to include this in the location. Anyway, though, I think that that's everything that we need to see here about Hopewell Cave, so I'll show you the list of all the junk that I found here. Not much stuff. Alright. Well, this has been the Resolute Cartographer. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.